Hello and welcome to the Cade and Eric Show, episode 11. This is going to be probably a quick one here. I'm going to kind of do a sports blitz because there's lots to talk about here. There's lots to get into here. So first of all, just congratulations to the LSU baseball team for their win. Their decisive crushing of Florida in Game 3 of the national championship. So congratulations to LSU. As well, the Astros still struggle here in the month of June, so it's getting kind of irritating and very frustrating. I guess this is what regular baseball fans who have had teams that haven't done so well like they wanted to over the last 6 years, because I don't like this. Anyway, so that's frustrating. Congratulations to Freddie Freeman. And if you do not watch baseball, you have no idea who the crap he is, but he has hit his 2000th career hit. He plays for the anti-Christian, anti-Catholic Los Angeles Dodgers, so congratulations to him. He's a great guy, though. I absolutely love Freddie Freeman. If you do not know who he is, please look him up. He was a longtime Atlanta Brave for many, many years. He was really, really sad to leave Atlanta, but his former agent really messed it up, and now he is a Dodger, which is really disappointing because I do not like the Los Angeles Dodgers. Anyway, he hit his 2000th career hit against us, so congratulations to him. Hopefully he can get to the amazing 3,000 before he retires. So that is kind of the sports update right now. We're in about the middle of baseball all-star break coming up here in the next couple weeks. And it's definitely summer here in Texas. It's hot. It's hot. I know people like in Arizona and other such places be like, oh, it's not that hot. It's not 120. Yeah, but it's like 100 degrees, and then you factor in the humidity, which makes it 1,000 times worse. But I'd rather have heat and humidity well over the cold. So that's kind of what's going on in my neck of the woods. So again, thank you to everybody who listens. You can follow me on Facebook at The Cade and Eric Show Facebook page, Twitter and Truth Social at Cade and Eric Show. And coming up here, I've been in the works of trying to figure out to do some funny TikToks here. So stay tuned for that. I'm working out the details and just the show content. So stay tuned for that. And next week, I will kind of deviate from all the crap that's going on in the news here lately. And since it will be the 4th of July week, I will probably either do it on the 3rd or the 5th, my recording. But it will be on the Declaration of Independence. So look forward to that. That'll be great. We can go over that. So that's kind of the sports blitz and what's coming up. So again, follow me on Facebook at The Cade and Eric Show, Twitter and True Social at The Cade and Eric Show, without the duh. So this is the last episode of Pride Month here, everybody. Everybody, aren't you sad? Aren't you so sad that it's the end of Pride Month? I mean, it's just so sad. We have a whole month of this. Just a whole month of debauchery and awfulness. So over the weekend here, I'm really, this is like beating a dead horse. I'm really getting sick and tired of talking about Pride, and then you're probably like, well, stop talking about that. Well, you can't. You just can't, because they just can't leave us alone. They can't leave little kids alone. So over the weekend here, there was some lovely Pride events across the country and also up in Canada that were just fantastic. I mean, they were just great. It fills you with all kinds of pride. Because what fills me with pride when I'm thinking, if I had some pride like that, what I'd want to do is I'd want to ride on my bike, even though I don't have a bike, but I have to get a bike. So I have to go buy a bike at Academy or something like that. And what I'd like to do during the parade is ride with some other guys just butt freaking naked. That's what I want to do in front of families and little children and other people out there in the open and public. That's what I'd want to do. I'd want to ride my bike down the street butt freaking naked. Yeah, that's what I'd want to do, because that's one of the things that happened over the weekend. Also, the other thing I'd like to do is get a nice beer gut. You know what I'm saying? Lose some of my hair, be a little bit older, probably in your 50s or 60s, so I'd have to wait a few decades to get to that point. But what I'd like to do is just prance around and, twerk down the lovely streets during the Pride event. I'd just love to do that. My nice whitey tidies and tennis shoes, and that is it. Twerking in front of little kids, yeah, that's what I would say is, Pride. That's awesome. But the big thing also that I'd love to do during my Pride celebration parade is dress up in latex dog costumes and be, have a little leash and a collar and be led around by another dude dressed in the same thing. That's in front of kids. And then, it gets hot. It gets hot when you're walking in the street like that with the asphalt and the buildings around, because there's no trees in the middle of the road, obviously, so you wouldn't have any shade. You'd be really hot, and you get really sweaty and nasty. So what do? You just go to the local little fountain there in the middle of New York City and just strip down buck naked and just in front of kids and families and take a little shower. That just fills me up with so much pride. Well, that's exactly, you think like, no, there's no way that'd ever happen here in the streets of America. Well, you would be sadly mistaken, because that's exactly what happened during this last week's Pride parades in Seattle, New York, and Toronto. So, I don't understand how that's okay. How's that okay to sit there with your butt naked, walking down the street in front of kids, and that's okay? If that had happened in like some kind of MAGA parade, or the ultra MAGA parades that the president always talks about, the ultra MAGA. If it had happened like at a 4th of July parade or any other parade other than this Pride agenda parades, you'd be arrested. It would never happen because you would be arrested. But, because they're Pride, and, we gotta promote that, and they have to be a super hyper protected group that nothing happens. So I don't want to hear anymore that there's no children. It's not about the children. We're not grooming your children. No, we're not, precious. It's not about the children. When quite in fact it is about the children. It's about coming after the children. So there was a message a couple years ago from a nice little song here I'd like to share with you guys. Goodness sakes, here this Wednesday afternoon. The gay community choir from San Francisco put out this lovely song. We're not going to listen to the whole thing because it's 4 minutes, and I do not want to listen to this for 4 minutes. But the first couple minutes, maybe a minute, is well worth it. Listen to this.
Pride on the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
It's not about equal rights there.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids.
Well, that's for sure.
Your agenda goes unchecked. Just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep them from disco, warn about San Francisco. Make them wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children. We'll make them tolerant and fair.
At first I didn't get why you'd be so scared of us turning our children into accepting, caring people, but...
All right, that's about enough. Then they go on to sing, we'll, convert their children. We're coming after your children. So there they go. They lay out their agenda. It is about coming after our children to convert them. It has become a religion to them. That's all this is. That's, we're way, and I've said this before on other episodes, but we are way past love. Love is love, precious. It's just about tolerance and acceptance. Yeah, no. No, not anymore. It is not about that stuff any longer. And there were some other lovely individuals in New York that said the same thing over the weekend. So here is their NYC drag marchers chant. Hold on here. Very lovely, very good chant. So here we go. We're here, we're queer, we're coming after your children. And of course, they're not dressed at all. I mean, these women have got their breasts out, and it's just, if it's not clear and obvious now that this is just gotten way out of control, then I don't know what it is. This whole month, everything has just been absolutely insane. One thing after another, and so thankful. It's June 28th. We have tomorrow, the rest of today, tomorrow, and then, I don't even remember what day it is anymore. The Friday. That's it, and we're done for this. And then I don't want to ever talk about it again until probably next June. So, there you go. That's what their plan is. That's what their agenda is. It's coming after our children to convert them. Now, they might think, it's just to be funny, precious. It's just to be funny because you're overreactive. No, that's not what it is there. That's not what it is there. It's just about converting and taking our children to convert them to their religion. So with that, I'm done talking about that for today. Now I'd like to go into the Hunter Biden scandal here, because it is amazing the total difference in the justice systems that we have here. And the president was asked about it, because it's all come out that he has been a part of this deal. He's been a part of the deal with Ukraine. He's been a part of the deal with China. It's all coming out, and he is lying through his demented pedophile teeth. And a reporter asked him, I believe it was at the White House, this is what he had to say. No! So then she goes and asked about Vladimir Putin, but his whole, he got angry. The old man got angry because they called him out for his BS. That he was totally involved. He was completely there. He knew everything about it. And then, I don't know what the heck is the matter with Hunter, though. I mean, he texted a message out about his corruption and how his dad is sitting here with him. And, let's just let him say it. So the text messages, or the message that that we have here is, I am sitting here with my father. Hunter Biden, he's sitting there with his father. It's not his spiritual father he's sitting there with, that's for sure. He's not, maybe his priest. That's not who he's sitting there with. So he says, I'm sitting here with my father, and we would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. Tell the director that I would like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand. It's well out of hand. I mean, this is during his vice presidency here. And he goes on to say, and now means tonight. And Zhang, that's who he's texting here. If I get a call or a text from anyone involved in this other than you, Zhang, or the chairman, I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me, his father, Vice President Joseph Biden, and every person he knows, and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Oh, just the amount of corruption that this is. So he's saying, do this deal, get it done. My dad is here. Biden, Joseph Biden, obviously Hunter Biden, he sent it out. He's sitting there. If it doesn't happen, then bad things are going to happen to you. That's what he's saying there. And he just gets a little slap on the hand. No, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. So all this money comes in. He gets millions of dollars, and he's brought up on federal charges, and just it's a little slap on the wrist here, and that's love. And then there's a clip here from Jesse Waters that I'd like to play it here as well. Here we go. Why ask such a dumb question?
It's actually a great question. It's a question every single reporter should be asking. Because before we even knew Joe Biden was the big guy, before we even had the laptop, a Ukrainian businessman told an FBI informant that he bribed the big guy $5 million. He used the phrase "the big guy" when Joe was VP, years before the nickname went public. And tonight we're learning the big guy was throwing his weight around. This alleged $5 million bribe wasn't so much of a bribe. It was more of a shakedown by the big guy, Joe Biden. He was shaking down the Ukrainian. The Federalist is reporting that Biden coerced the Ukrainian to pay the bribe. The big guy was strong-arming a Ukrainian energy company to wire him cash. The Ukrainian told the FBI informant he hid the payments, never directly paid Joe, just hid it in a maze of shell companies and said it would take at least 10 years to follow the money back to Biden. Well, it's been about 10 years. The new question is this: is Joe Biden still making good on the bribe? We know he fired the prosecutor, but the FBI document said the bribe was more like a retainer agreement, $5 million for Joe Biden's future services, which is interesting because Joe Biden continues to serve Ukraine. Vice President Joe Biden was allegedly paid $5 million by Ukraine, and now President Biden is sending $75 billion to Ukraine.
Oh, it's way more than
that. No one has
that.
any idea where the money is. No one's been accounting for it.
Nope.
How's that for a return on your investment? It's almost like Joe Biden is on the hook for Ukraine funding.
Yeah, so we've paid Ukraine with our tax money, not his money, of course, with your money, my money that we pay in taxes to the tune of $200 billion. And nobody knows where it goes. That includes weapons. And, of course, we send them a few weapons and stuff, which I don't understand that either. Why are we sending them weapons? We're not in war with Russia. It's not our business. There's zero national interest in this war with Russia. Why are we sending them $200 billion? And nobody knows anything where it goes. We don't have any idea where that money went. We don't know who has it. We don't know if it's actually really going to the soldiers fighting off Russia. Yeah, no idea. We're just going to keep sending them money. Just keep sending these guys money, and then, oh well, who cares where it goes? Who cares if, nobody knows where it goes, so that doesn't matter. And so the FBI informants went out to try to get Hunter Biden charged. And this is also what happens.
Blowers. The U.S. Attorney's Office investigating Hunter had charges ready to go last year. But when they tried to charge him, Biden's Justice Department said no, off limits.
Oh, but we're going to go after Trump for some documents.
IRS whistleblowers revealed this to House Republicans today. Listen.
Testimony shows that U.S. Attorney of Delaware David Weiss tried to bring charges in the District of Columbia around March of 2022 and was denied.
So last year.
Weiss sought to bring charges in the Central District of California in the fall of 2022 and had that request denied in January of 2023. Yet U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland told Congress that Weiss had all the authority necessary to pursue the charges.
So the Attorney General lied to Congress, and his Justice Department stonewalled charges on Hunter twice, blocked it.
That's okay,
and
though.
when Delaware
That's
tried to
okay.
override the decision by applying for special counsel status, the Attorney General said no. And when the charges actually came, the Department of Justice undercharged Hunter.
Oh, sorry. Here we go.
Tax crimes cover an estimated $2.2 million in unreported tax on global income streams to Mr. Biden and his associates from Ukraine, Romania, and China, totaling $17.3 million from 2014 to 2019. Mr. Biden personally received $8.3 million.
Oh.
Gets worse.
Dang.
The Biden Justice Department tampered with evidence, too. They killed
No.
evidence directly tying this whole thing to Joe Biden.
Not my Biden.
This was a campaign of delay, divulge, and deny. Whistleblowers say reoccurring unjustified delays pervaded the investigation, including an authenticating a WhatsApp message in which Hunter Biden demands payment from Chinese officials, noting that his father is in the room.
That's what I just read.
So not only was Joe Biden in the room, Hunter was threatening to destroy his Chinese business partner if he didn't pay the Bidens immediately, saying, quote, "I'm sitting here with my father, and we would like to know why the commitment has not been filled. You will regret not following my direction." Joe is in the room. This is a massive scandal.
Yeah, there you go. There's that's so lovely. So if you're a Democrat and your last name is Biden, then you're good, man. You get out scot-free. You get a little probation. You know, you get a little list. No. That's that's naughty there, Hunter. But if it was you or me, oh boy, our butts would be sitting in a prison cell, rotting for quite some time, actually. And there's a great congressman here from Texas, actually, who's Wesley Hunt. And after the news broke about what happened, he was just a little bit angry about it, as you can probably understand. I mean, why wouldn't you be angry about this? So he tweeted out, "The justice system for Black America versus the Biden family." Notice the difference? So he tweets out several pictures here. Hip-hop rapper Coda Black gets over 3 years in prison in weapons case. The 22-year-old has pled guilty to weapons charges, the same charges that Hunter did, and gets, he's gets a little probation, a little slap on the hand. And then it goes on to say, from his arrest just before a scheduled concert in May, Lil Wayne pled guilty to federal gun charges. The rapper has been sentenced in January and could face up to 10 years in prison. Fat Joe sentenced. I don't know who some of these people are because I don't really listen to rap or hip-hop stuff. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So Fat Joe sentenced to prison for tax evasion. Same thing that Hunter did. Rapper faces 4 months and a $15,000 fine. But, Hunter? Nah. Ja Rule. I did like him. I did listen to him, actually, though, when growing up. Sentence for tax evasion. Rapper will serve 28 months in addition to 2 years for weapons charge. Why has Wesley Snipes in jail? He didn't pay all his taxes. Hunter Biden to plead guilty for federal tax and gun crime charges. First son Hunter has agreed to plead guilty to federal tax charges as part of the deal with the Justice Department that will likely keep him out of jail, according to a court document filed on Tuesday. That article was written the 20th of June. So, two-tiered justice system, ladies and gentlemen. Two-tiered justice system for us and for those that are Democrats, and especially Biden's. Yeah, that's lovely. That's great. Isn't that great? This is super spectacular. See, even talking about Biden, it's difficult to speak when you're talking about these buffoons. So, yeah, it's just horrendous. Wesley Hunt also had, there was a House Judiciary Committee holding hearings to hear testimony from Special Counsel John Durham. He's the one that came up with the report in the first place about all the corruption and lies that the Bidens had. And here's a little clip of what Wesley Hunt had to say with him. So hang on just a minute.
A two-tiered justice system in this country. It's terrifying. Sir, I applaud your work. I actually find you to be sincere in working on behalf of the American people, and I recognize that. But I also feel like we need to hold the people accountable who have participated in the sham of an investigation. I'm going to tell you why. What happened in 2016 was unprecedented. The same government agencies that were investigating President Trump and his campaign were looking the other way when it came to the allegations against the Clintons. In the same time, the Clinton campaign paid for the Steele dossier. The DOJ and FBI were helping to cover up Clinton's crimes. We know this to be a fact. 33,000 emails miraculously disappeared. Phones were smashed with hammers by the FBI. Even CNN fact-checked this, and it turned out to be true. Yes, CNN. They refused to prosecute her. This selective prosecution doesn't only favor the Clintons, though, as we have seen in very recent history. Sir, I'm sure you are familiar with what's going on with Hunter Biden's plea deal and his refusal to pay his taxes, and the separate agreement to dismiss his felony gun possession, both of which were announced yesterday. You know that, sir? Yes. Hunter Biden will likely serve no jail time for his offenses, and yet there was no early morning SWAT raid on Hunter's home in coordination with the media either. The American people are sick and tired of this two-tiered justice system, and as a black man, I'm tired of seeing this kind of discretion used to favor people like Hunter Biden because he's white and a son of a president. And while Hunter Biden will serve no jail time for these charges, black men across this country are in prison for years for the exact same crimes, and I'm not surprised. Because I guess this selective justice shouldn't become as a surprise to anyone in this room, because after all, Joe Biden was one of the authors of the 94 crime bill, one of my all-time favorites. And we can see what that has done to black men across this country. But back to this report. This report concerns, one, of many investigations into Trump that led absolutely nowhere, wasted vast amounts of resources and time, and spread lies, rumors, and innuendos about Trump across this country. What we know is that the Clinton campaign and the DNC paid for the Steele dossier, which was used as a basis for the FISA warrants to spy on an incoming president. Correct, sir?
Was paid, much of that, the dossier was paid for the campaign through Perkins Coie's hiring of Fusion and Fusion's hiring of Steele.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, sir. The biggest problem that I have with that is that none of the significance has been prosecuted over this sham investigation, and no one who participated in this investigation is serving any jail time today. I think we've kind of heard that resonate throughout the halls of this room today. And meanwhile, the DOJ, the same agency that is responsible for this felony investigation in 2016, is at this very moment seeking to put Donald Trump in prison for over 400 years over a document issue. And last I checked, President Biden has a bit of a document issue himself before he was even the sitting president of this country. And again, it's another example of this two-tier justice system. My colleagues on the left talk about democracy. Well, here's what I know about democracy. In 2016, Donald Trump was elected by the American people to be their commander-in-chief. but he wasn't allowed to serve in that capacity because he and his administration spent 4 years responding to Democrat-invented scandal after Democrat-invented scandal. And here we are, 7 years later, still talking about President Trump and this Democrat-invented scandal. And this does not look like a democracy to me. As a West Point graduate and combat veteran, I've fought abroad against authoritarian countries. I know what they look like, and I know what those countries do and how they treat their people, and I also know what democracy looks like. And my fear is that this looks like the death of democracy. It's up to us in this room to do something about it. We have a two-tiered...
Oh, just amazing. It's just unbelievably, just atrocious. Just the amount of corruption, the lies, and they'll sit there and lie straight to your face. You know, like the clip earlier, the Biden was like, "No, I wasn't involved. I didn't do it at all." Oh, wait, hold on, sorry, that's the wrong voice. No, I wasn't. I didn't know. I wasn't there. No. You know, that's what he had to say. So we gotta take our country back, people. Gotta get them out. Gotta get these people out. Because if we don't, if we have another 4 years of this buffoon, this pedophile ice cream eating buffoon, then I don't know where we sit in the next, 6 years from now. After that, I don't know where we're going to be. We're all going to be silenced. This podcast and this wonderful audience will not be here. It's just going to get, it's just amazing how fast everything has gone, and the corruption, the lies. We got to wake up. So please, let's wake up. Let's do, they always scream about do something. Well, let's do something. We got to wake up. We got to say no. Local leaders, national leaders. Got to drain the swamp. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Like I said, next week I'm going to go on and talk about the Declaration of Independence, since it is America's birthday next week. And we'll do that. Of course, like always, follow me on Facebook at the Caden Eric Show Facebook page, as well as Twitter and Truth Social Caden Eric Show. As well, check out my brother's clothing line at ifiwereahobo.com. Some great merchandise, great art, great help for anybody seeking any mental help as well. So with that, hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we will talk with you next week. Bye-bye.